So in today's video we are mowing some silage. We are lifting some silage with the JF 900. We are busting some steps whilst we are at silage. And we are putting on a walking display at the Moynalty Steam and Thrashing Festival. It's a busy one.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, the mower is on. We're at second cut silage. Going to try and get lifted up over the next couple of days and get it all done and dusted. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below if any questions. Costs you nothing. Do that, I'll be very grateful. So, yeah, second cut silage. Going to try and get it all done and out of the way. We have got a little under 40 acres to do. Yeah, grass is very dry. Plenty of dust leaving it as we are mowing it. The only thing I would say about it is very, very much shot out or headed out, and has been from quite early on. About 3 weeks after that we cut our first cut silage, it started to head out. So it's not going to be the nicest, leafiest quality grass that you've ever seen, but I think crops all over the country are pretty much the same unless you're cutting them very, very early. We could have probably cut this a couple of weeks ago, but it wouldn't have been much different, because as I say, after about 3 weeks it all headed out. It's because we've had so much dry weather and so much sunshine, it just went into stem just earlier, so there's not much we can do about it. We do want to get our pit filled up, so we didn't want to cut it too early. And yeah, the thing about it is, some of it is quite heavy now actually. This field isn't too bad. The other two fields are already cut, and the first field looks very, very heavy, a very heavy crop. So we're just a little bit worried that maybe it won't all fit in the silage pit, so we'll have to see over the coming days. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We do want to make some round bales anyway, some round bales of silage, so we can, whatever, we'll fill the pit up whatever it will hold, and then after that then we can round bale it and wrap it. And yeah, we will have some more third cut round bales later in the year, so it can just go along with them. So yeah, that's really what we are doing. Get them all mowed out today. Have to strip back the silage cover on the silage pit, which is something that I bloody hate doing, but our second silage pit down the bottom has got silage already in it, and it is full. So yeah, we have to strip back the first cut silage, put it in on top of it, and cover it all over again. Not ideal, but it's just something we're going to have to do. So try and get this all finished today. Try and get the pits stripped out as well this evening, and it just means in the morning then we can hitch up the harvester and trailers and everything, get all that ready, and hopefully get going by about lunchtime or early afternoon tomorrow, and get it finished Wednesday. So that's kind of the plan. I get a little bit of footage now, set the camera up, just get a wee bit of footage as we're mowing, and we're going to go back to the yard and start to strip the silage cover off the pit, and maybe try and get a wee bit of footage of that as well. So 3650 is getting along nicely. Yeah, that's a big row of grass by any year's standards. It's pretty much, I'd say this field is probably on a par with the first field for yield. You know, there's a lot of grass on it. The second field was a little bit back from that, and to be honest, if the second field or the middle field, if they all had to be like it, we would have been happy enough. It was still a good yield of grass. So yeah. We did put on less nitrogen than any other year. We only put on, I think it was, from memory, I think it was 60 units of nitrogen is all we put on to the acre. So it didn't get its usual quota. It did get 2,000 gallons of slurry to the acre as well. So it has definitely worked well. Anyway, get this finished off and we'll get to the pit. Alright, so we're just doing final preparations here before we go to the field. Harvest is on, all greased up. We've the 3650 on the trailer, but I don't know whether we'll actually use it or not. The two lads are coming with the fresh John Deeres, and let's get that there on. Yeah, two lads are coming with the fresh John Deeres and the Heron trailers, the 14 tons. So that's what's going to be doing the most of the drawing, and we don't want the silage coming in too quickly because, well, we're almost up at the wall here, and we're going to start building it right round to get it on up. We're going to probably have it around the height of the shed, or maybe even a little above it by the time it's all in. So yeah, we don't want the grass coming in too quickly. So two of the fields, I would imagine, will be just two tractors drawn, have the grass coming in a wee bit slower, and the third field then, that's a bit further away, we'll put the 3650 maybe on it. We'll see how it all works out. That's if it holds all three fields, because it's going to be a tight squeeze, so it is, but we'll see how it works out. Very, very warm today. It's about 24, 25 degrees, so yeah. Alright, so we're silaging away. Let's turn down the radio and the fan. Silaging away, we are making some good headway. We've got one field done, and we're coming up to almost halfway through the second field, so that equates to about 18-19 acres that we've lifted so far, and we'll get to probably 20-22 acres. We'll walk away for, it's just after 7:30 in the evening, so we'll walk away maybe a little bit 9 or a little after 9. We'll see how we get on. Yeah, but we're making good progress. We only got going at 1 o'clock, so it wasn't an early start. Just the way it all worked out with the lads that's doing the drawing. They were working elsewhere, so they weren't able to get here till that time. So it's just the way it all worked out, but making good headway.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So getting on well, Harvester is working an absolute dream, just absolutely flying it. The only thing or issues that we had with it was that, and look, it's not really an issue, it's just really just getting to know the sections of the field. There was sections of the field where the grass was a little bit heavier than the rest of the field. So what you have to do in that case is slow down, basically. You don't want to let the drum speed slow down. If you let the drum speed slow down on the harvester, that affects the blow. The grass isn't going as far, and you'll have the tendency to have a little bit of grass then hitting the likes of the yellow side here on the trailer and dropping down on the ground. So that's the only thing you just have to watch. But look, when you get a couple of rounds done around the field, you kind of start to know then roughly where the heavier spots are, and you can slow down a bit just when you're coming into them. So that was really it. Apart from that, absolutely flying it. You can see a fantastic day, and the conditions just couldn't be any better.
Turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So silage is in, done and dusted, and we've a really good pit of stuff here now. So pit is more or less full. You wouldn't get, look, you could get a few more loads into it, but there's enough in it, more than what we need, considering we have another pit down the bottom which is still 3/4 full. So we'll be using away that first, and then we'll be opening this pit then once it's more or less all used. So yeah, nice pit of stuff, and glad to have the silage in, done and dusted, and in good conditions as well, which is always nice. Go through it fairly well. We had one little issue. We had a step damaged on the 6-9 on the very first load. Halfway through the first load in the first field, wheel just banged in onto the step. It was on a very slight cove, and I think my co-driver just didn't see the cove and just come straight in, damaged the step. I tried to stop him. If he'd stopped and reversed back, it wouldn't have done as much harm, but sure, this is the way it goes. I'll show you the step now. So there it is there. It's kind of pulled back into position just for the minute, but it's twisted everywhere. It's all, the whole side of it's all twisted out. The welds is broke here and here, and on the bottom as well. It's all pulled here, you can see it. It's all pulled, so we're kind of, when you're standing on it, you're kind of afraid of it because it's just ready to go the whole time. You can feel the whole thing moving. There's also the brackets here bent front and back, but we have got one of the brackets can be straightened, the other one we have it new, and we have a new step for it as well. This here is twisted also, but it can be pulled back into position, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, so a little bit annoying getting the step damaged because they've never ever been damaged on it. So I was kind of hopping in the tractor when it happened, but I calmed down after a few minutes, and yeah, these things happen. Look, it could have been worse. It could have been the new tractor, and then there would have been a total meltdown altogether. But yeah, we'll get it all sorted. I've a wee bit of footage now. We were at the Moynalty Steam and Thrashing Festival last week. We've been on a walking display with some horses and a binder. So I've a wee bit of footage of that. I'm going to put it up now. I'll just do a voiceover over it, and yeah, you can get a look at that as well.
Alright, so here we are at the Moynalty Steam and Thrashing event, which took place on Sunday the 14th of August, I believe it was. Yeah, so we put on this walking display of some of our walking horses and a binder. So yeah, walking very well, cutting a lovely crop of oats. The horses, you see 2 white horses. They are French draft horse. They are bullions or bullies as we call them. Two very nice horses. One of them is the larger one, who is Lily. She's 17 years old roughly, and the younger one, who we have christened Little Lily, very original. She is 14 years old. So, walking very well, walking nicely in tandem. It was very warm, so we were quite conscious not to be pushing them too hard. We'd kind of do a run with them, give them a breather, maybe for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then do another run. So yeah, it was one of the last of those hot days we had last week. The binder itself is an Albion binder. We've had it for many years now. It was in very, very good condition. Didn't get much use. We purchased it fully complete. We put new canvases on it, and we would have redone a couple of wee bits and pieces and just painted it up. And it is in excellent condition, and it's quite a sight. So it was a big step forward from the laying off on the old repo mill, and nice to see in action. Nice enough crowd here as well. The cutting field in Moynalty, it's kind of down away from everything else. It's not the best position ever, but a lot of people still come down and had a look at what was going on. It's the first real run out that the binder has had. Not first real run out, it is the first run out it's had since about 2019, I believe. Just with COVID and everything, a lot of these shows weren't taking place. So yeah, it was nice to have it out again and to see it in action, and to have the opportunity to let other people see it in action too. So there was also another pair of horses walking there as well, but I don't think I actually took any footage of them. You have to be quite careful just when taking footage with the drone, because air horses aren't too bad, but you never know what way other horses will react when they see the drone flying over, and I didn't want to cause any issues for them. So I didn't get close to them, and I don't think I actually took any footage of them, so it's just the way it worked out. But there was some other walking displays going on down in the cutting field as well. You can see this was kind of a step on from the binder. Not that dissimilar, I suppose, in the way that it's walking though. But yeah, it's a horse-drawn early combine. Reel on it, finger bow, takes it in, very similar to the binder, but then you have the whole trashing mechanism then going on in the background, and it's dropping the straw out pretty much the same as the combines. So the only thing was, I see there's the guys here standing at the side walking the bags. What they were doing was they were sorting out where the grain comes out and just bagging it all. So it's basically a bagger combine, just a tractor pulled version of it. Again, another step on from the binder, and so you're kind of incorporating the binder and the thrashing mill all into one, which really is what a combine is. But yeah, nice to be able to see the likes of this walking too. You see, there's a nice enough crowd coming down to view the work going on in the cutting field. Again, on now there was an Alice Chambers tractor and baler that was walking in the field as well, and it's just going along, baling up some of the straw, and just showing how it was done years ago. Well, how we still do it, well, basically now with some of our straw, because balers, I suppose, much the same as our own baler. But yeah, a little bit of footage then just here of the cutting field itself. I think it just kind of a wee bit of a flyover. So there's all different, it's kind of all sectioned out, where horses are walking in one section, tractors and combines in the other. There used to be a lot more cutting things going on down here. It was more older combines and stuff like that, but it looks like the COVID has kind of pushed a lot of people out of doing it. So, which is kind of sad to see. Just before we get to the end of the video, just want to give a quick mention here. The first thrashing mill you see here, it's been driven by the Fordson, is actually our old thrashing mill, which was there working on display as well. We sold it a couple of years ago. Patsy and a man by the name of Tommy Farrell took the thrashing mill away on its long trip home, drew it home with a tractor, and it was nice to see it back here. I flew up 2 or 3 times to see if I could get it working, and it was never working any time I went up there, but yeah, nice to see it there. Tommy, who drove the tractor and took it home, isn't that well at the minute. He's in hospital, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Tommy. Hope you're feeling a bit better, and hope to see you back in action very soon. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.